Well, welcome. Thanks for joining. So, whether you are new to the practice or whether this is your zillionth practice, glad that you are joining me. So, go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. So, for some of us, that might look like legs crossed. For others, you might want to keep your legs straight or sit on a chair. So, take a few moments to kind of settle into your spot, and then we'll close our eyes and just begin to drop into this moment. And so this moment might contain particular physical sensations for you. Maybe you are tense or stressed, or maybe there are certain thoughts or emotions that are present for you today. But just settle into your spot and notice how you're feeling in this moment. And then we'll begin to breathe in a slightly deeper way. So the next time that you breathe into your capacity. And as you exhale, just breathe out the mouth. We'll do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out the mouth. And then 1 more time, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, join the palms in front of the heart. And then we'll interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up toward the ceiling. Begin to reach up through one hand and then up through the other side, left and right several times. Gently pulling down on your fingers a little bit as you stretch into your hands and your wrists, down the arms, down the sides of the body, to the low back. All right, and then allow your hands to separate and take them behind your back. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, for some of us, it may be comfortable to keep the elbows bent to get that big open feeling across the chest. For others, it may be comfortable to straighten the arms a little bit. So feel free to try it out both ways and see what works best for your body. All right, and then begin to turn your head from side to side. All right, and then drop your chin toward your chest. And lift the chin up toward the ceiling. Again, dropping down. And lifting up. All right, guide the head back to center, free the arms. Let the hands come to rest on the thighs. And then just drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And so you start to feel into all this space on the left side of the neck. And then take the head a small amount forward and back. Again, just a little bit forward and back. All right, and then guide the head slowly up to center. Pause a moment. And then drop the left ear toward the left shoulder, now feeling into the right side of your neck. All right, head goes just a little bit forward and back. And then forward and back. Again, guide your head up to center. Take a breath. All right, now take your right hand over to your left leg, and then your left hand toward the floor behind you. Now, if the hand doesn't come all the way to the floor, maybe you rest your hand on a block or a cushion or something else behind you. Take a breath in as you lengthen, and then as you exhale, twist to the left. And just allow your head some turning side to side. Again, feeling back into the neck, side to side. take a deep breath in as you come back through center. And exhale over to the other side. Right hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale and twist. Again, just let the head move side to side. And sometimes it feels like there isn't enough movement in the world for the neck. So just be gentle with your neck. Notice how it feels turning left, turning right. All right, another in-breath as you come back to center. And exhale out the mouth. All right, now come down onto your back. As you come down onto your back, take the right knee into the chest. Just give it a gentle squeeze. And start to rotate through your right ankle a couple of times in one direction. And then a few times the opposite way. All right, let your left leg fully straighten along the floor. And then take the right knee over toward the floor on your left. Make sure that you roll all the way onto your left hip so that your right hip is stacked on top of your left hip. Usually works best for most of us. All right, and then take your right hand to your right shoulder. And then we'll start to rotate through the shoulder joint. Let your elbow draw a big circle in space. All right, a few circles the opposite way. All right, and then take the right hand up into the air. Turn your head to look up towards your right hand. Take a breath in. Then exhale, take the right arm out and back towards the floor behind you. Again, inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, reaching out and back. And then once more, inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach out and back. And now just let yourself rest here in this twist. I usually like to tuck my right foot behind the left knee as a way of supporting this top leg as well. So feel free to try that if you want to. And let the whole body relax into the floor. All right, now guide your right leg back to center. Release the foot to the floor, rolling fully back onto your back. Pause a moment, take a breath. All right, now before we do the twist, on the second side, bend your left knee, foot to the floor, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Guide the legs into the chest, grabbing through for your left leg. You might grab around your shin, behind your knee, whichever works best for you. And just rock a little bit from side to side. All right, now we'll take our hands behind the left knee as the left leg starts to straighten up. Reach up through your heel, elongating from heel to hip. And then point through your toes, feeling into the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. Again, reach through the heel. And point through the toes. All right, then relax the ankle and foot. Keep the left leg going up. Let your right leg also straighten up so that your right ankle is crossed over your left ankle. And then we'll interlace the fingers, take the hands behind the head, and just let the head and elbows rest on the floor. All right, now as we inhale, Slowly lower the legs to the point where you feel challenged in your abdominal area. Then as you exhale, lift the legs back up. Again, inhale, slowly lower. And exhale, lift up. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale, lift up. All right, uncross the legs, bend the knees, feet to the floor. Sway the knees side to side. Let the belly relax. Take a few deep breaths. Now we'll do that whole sequence on the second side. So you'll just start by taking your left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Start to rotate through your left ankle. Let the toes wiggle and scrunch, move around. Do what they can do. All right, and then from here, cross your left leg over towards the floor on the right. And remember, you're rolling all the way onto your right hip, so your hips are stacked, one on top of the other. All right, now we'll take the left hand, this upper hand, to the shoulder and start to rotate through the shoulder joint. All right, and then change directions. All right, as you now reach your left hand up, take a deep breath in. And then exhale as you twist. Send your left arm out and back toward the floor behind you. Again, inhale, reach the left hand up. Exhale, reach back. Once more, inhale, reach up. And exhale, reach back. And again, you might tuck your left foot behind your right knee to give this upper leg a little bit of support. And then fully rest into the floor. Relax any part of your body that doesn't have to tense here, which is most everything. All right, as after you release your next breath, guide the left leg back to center, release the foot to the floor, pause on your back a moment. Go ahead and let the right knee bend, foot to the floor, and now we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take the legs into the chest, grabbing through for your right leg, rock a bit side to side. And then once again, take your hands behind your right knee. Let your right leg straighten. Begin to reach up through your heel. Point through your toes. Begin to reach through your heel. And point through your toes. All right, keep the right leg going up. Straighten the left leg up as well. Interlace your fingers. Bring your hands behind your head. Let your head and elbows rest on the floor. So we'll do 3 more, lifting and lowering with the legs. So as you next inhale, lower your legs to the point where you feel challenge. Then as you exhale, pull your legs back up. 2 more times, breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. Again, uncross the legs, bend the knees, feet to the floor, sway the knees side to side. Let everything relax, especially your belly. All right, now turn over onto your front. As you turn to your front, walk your elbows forward so they're underneath your shoulders. And then just tuck your toes under so you give the bottoms of your feet just a little bit of an almost passive stretch. Press down into your forearms as you lift your heart and reach your heart forward. All right, now as you breathe in and out, just feel that subtle movement of your belly and your ribs. Landing into the space that you're now in. What are you aware of? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? All right, one more breath. And then lower the heart down to the floor. Walk your hands back so they're on either side of your chest, and just press up onto hands and knees. So once you get there, we'll take the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and then we'll inhale, dropping the belly, lift the head and the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tail around the back, draw your chin toward your chest. Again, inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift, and exhale, tuck and round. Then one more, breathing in and breathing out. All right, as you next inhale and come back to neutral, we'll exhale and step the left foot forward to the left hand, lifting up into a short lunge. So your front knee is over your ankle and your right hip is over your knee. And then we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. Interlacing the fingers, press the palms forward and up. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale as you side bend to your left. Again, inhale, come up to center. Exhale to the left. One more, inhale up to center. And exhale to the left. All right, inhale up to center. And then exhale your hands down to the floor and step forward into a forward fold. Step your feet at least a little bit wider than your hips and just sway the weight from left foot to right foot, side to side, bend one knee, straighten one leg, side to side. All right, now bend both knees, take your hands to the floor and step back nice and wide as you lift your hips up into the air as we come into downward facing dog. Now, down dog is one of those poses that you can take many different distances between your feet. So feel free to experiment with how does it feel if my feet are together? How does it feel if my feet are about hip distance apart? And how does it feel with my feet mat distance apart? For some bodies, they may all feel fairly similar, but for some of us, there may be a preference. All right, take one more breath. And now inhale, release down to your knees. Untuck your toes, exhale, and sit back into child's pose. So we're just taking the hips back toward the feet. Knees can be together or apart. You might keep your head lifted. You might take your head down to the floor. Maybe your head wants to rest on something like a block or a pillow. And just take a few breaths here, noticing now what sensation is present. What are you aware of? And now the next time that you breathe in, rise back up onto hands and knees. And with your exhale now, right foot steps forward. All right, lift your torso. Front knee over the ankle, left hip over the knee. Palms come together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward and up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, side bend to the right. Again, inhale up to center. And exhale over to the right. And then one more time, inhale up to center. And exhale to the right. All right, inhale up to center. Exhale, hands down to the floor. And again, step forward, forward fold. Once again, feet a little bit wider than your hips. Sway the weight side to side, left to right. Bend a knee, straighten the other leg. All right, bend both knees, hands come to the floor, and take a big step back with both feet into downward facing dog. And the second time here in downward facing dog, try a different distance between your feet. So keep experimenting when you come into downward dog. What are you aware of each time you land in a new expression of the pose? All right, one more breath. Again, inhale, release down to your knees. Exhale, sit back in child's pose, hips toward the heels. Again, knees can be close or apart. Head can be lifted or dropped. All right, now the next time you inhale, come back up onto hands and knees. And then as you exhale, make your way back onto your back. And as you come onto your back this time, arrange your legs for comfort. So for some of us, that might mean the knees are bent, dropping in toward each other with the feet kind of wider than the hips. For others, you may take your legs the opposite way, feet together, knees out to the sides. For others, straight legs feels nice. And for others, you may want to just place a pillow or a bolster or rolled up blanket underneath your knees for a little support. So just arrange your legs for comfort as well as your arms. I often like to close with my hands on my belly. You could take your hands down or up as you wish. And so as you land into this very brief resting pose, we'll practice a particular breathing practice that kind of settles and calms the nervous system. So in general, whenever you're breathing out longer than you're breathing in, that's more calming. And generally, the reverse is true as well. So if you're breathing in a lot longer than your out breath, it's a lot more stimulating. So we're going to breathe out a longer count than the inhale. All right, so the next time that you breathe into the count of 3. Hold the breath in for 3. And exhale to the count of 6. Again, inhale to 3. Hold it in 3. Exhale to 6. Now keep breathing in this way. And each time that you take those long 6-count exhales, really let your body get heavier and heavier into the support of the floor. Now you can stay with this breathing practice for as long as you like. Sometimes it's nice to do it a 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. But if you're ready to go about the rest of your day, gradually and in your own time, take your knees into your chest, giving them a gentle squeeze. And then roll over to rest on one side. And pausing for a breath or two. And then as you become ready, press back up and into your seated position. And so as you bring yourself back into your seated position, we'll join our palms in front of the heart. And as we bow to the light within our own hearts, we also bow to the light within each other. Namaste. Thank you again for being present. See you again next time. Bye.